Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. And another one.
Hey, what's up guys? It's the Nightwing Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video, here to talk about the LCS Spring Split 2020 Week 9 thoughts and opinions. We have to take these games into consideration that these are tiebreaker games, and also these are the last spots for playoffs and a tie for second place. Now going into this day on Monday, I liked having the games on Monday. Now, I know it's only going to be for that one time again, because obviously there's no Monday Night League. Obviously, even moving forward, as of right now, not like permanently because of what's going on. And you also have playoffs right now. And moving into playoffs, there's going to be a lot to discuss, even for the playoff matches coming up. I think this week there's going to be playoff matches. So I have a lot of predictions to do in terms of EU and North America. So starting off in the first matchup of the tiebreakers, you have Dignitas versus IMT. IMT need to win one game, and Dignitas needs another fighting shot at making playoffs by winning this game. IMT just needs to win one game. Now, does that seem familiar? They need to win one game in order to advance out of something, and then they fail. IMT draft Set, Sejuani, Zoe, Misfortune, Leona. Dignitas draft Aatrox, Pantheon, Orianna, Aphelios, and Nautilus. And going into this game, Aka almost dies, obviously, during the game, like around 2 minutes in, almost to a gank, where he doesn't even blow the flash, which is really good. I think he has been subtly improving, but not really anything too big, all things considered. Now, looking at where the game really exploded, it was right around the mark where they actually ganked Huni on the Aatrox. He blew his ultimate, and then later on, Soaz came in and they obviously killed Huni. Acadian gets a trade kill, and then obviously Soaz is still a little bit further ahead on the set, and then Afamru and Johnson roam up into the top side of the map around 9 minutes in. So the game is pretty stable. Dignitas obviously are down a kill. IMT are up a kill in the top lane. Huni has been playing uncharacteristically pretty bad, all split mostly. Soaz has been actually way better than Huni during this split. I think that, Dig in this game, we're doing a little bit better than they normally have been doing. We don't really know them to really play around a lot of map pressure, but they really were obviously doing that to a certain point where you thought that they could easily win this game. I think it really started getting out of IMT's hands when they weren't really utilizing their composition to like their biggest strengths, because their composition looked like a pick-off composition with like Leona, Zoe, and they were kind of playing 5v5 team fights, and Soaz was pretty decently ahead on set, yet he was always just constantly going for trades. Now, I don't know if that was just respecting jungle pressure, or if that was just, hey, I didn't really have a lot of information to go in at that current point in time. Now, most of the game was pretty stable around 14 minutes in. Then mostly it's just Dignitas rotating around the map. IMT is pushing towers, and then you also have the game just pretty stable, all things considered. There wasn't really much in this game. IMT get another kill around 17 minutes in. Soaz is 2-0. Blade of the Rune King on the set. And where is this game really going? Later on, you have a team fight that breaks out around the dragon for Infernal Drake. Afamru lands a pretty good hook onto Xmithy. He flashes away, obviously, so he doesn't get just insta-dies. Huni gets into the back line. You have Acadian getting the dragon. Hakuo uses his stopwatch. Apollo uses the bullet time. Now, it's looking pretty good for Immortals for a second there, but then it's Pantheon, and you guys know how Pantheon is as playing an AD carry. If Pantheon gets on top of you, and not in the good way, you're dead. And yeah, IMT start losing the game. Their little pickup composition is not really working out. Soaz is still insanely strong on the set, and this was his best game all split long too. And it really goes to show you what Immortals really are not good at. Playing at the best of what their players can absolutely do. And then later on, another team fight goes the way Acadian dies, and then you have Soaz finally taking his death. First death of the game, obviously. And then later on, Dignitas really are in control around the point of 27 minutes and 23 seconds. Later on, there's another team fight that starts to break out. And then you also look at another Infernal Drake that Dig can get. At this point in the game, Dig have 3 dragons. And then obviously Immortals do get the dragon. And then you have basically Hakuo suiciding for it. And then Huni getting a nice double knockup. And then it's basically cleanup time. So Xmithy dies, and then Johnson is now pretty huge on the Aphelios. Dig get a Baron, and then they start to pull more into the base. And then after that, this game is over. That's all she wrote. Soaz is trying his damnness 1v9 to carry this game, and it just is not working. And then at this point, Dignitas win a game. INT are out after only needing 1 win. 1 win to secure playoffs. That's all they needed. And now that's why I want to talk about the deja vu. You want to know why it's deja vu? Remember, back in 2017 Worlds, what happened with the Immortals? They needed to win 1 game to just be over Fnatic, so Fnatic couldn't get out of the group. But they lost to Gigabyte Marines. Then they lost to Fnatic. Then they lost to Longju. Then they lost in a tiebreaker. And the consistent part about that is they had Xmithy in both their rosters. Sounds like deja vu to me. Now, the next game was 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest. Like we all know, FlyQuest really have not been playing that good, and 100 Thieves were pretty much picking it up. Someday Meteos were looking really solid. Someday looking like one of the best top laners in the league. You also have Cody-san, who was playing a lot better. 100 Thieves draft the Set, Sejuani, Syndra, Cody, Lucian, and Braum. FlyQuest draft Aatrox, Pantheon, Orianna, Misfortune, and the what's the little kitty's name? The kitty, Yumi. Yumi's the name. I was right there in front of me, and I was like, what the fuck is that cat's name? Yumi. So I like the composition from FlyQuest. I think it has a lot to offer, a lot of poke, and then a lot of hard CC. 100 Thieves comp is more of a split push 1-3-1 comp with the Syndra and the Set pushing out the side lanes. Obviously, I think that comfort for 100 Thieves looked like Someday on a carry, Meteos on a tank, and Cody-san also on a pretty early game aggressive ADC pick. The Braum and Lucian, old school classic bot lane for a lot of you older League of Legends fans. They got pretty decently ahead early on to the point where it wasn't super insurmountable, but it definitely gave Cody-san the chance to obviously carry later on towards bot lane. 7 minutes in, Cody-san gets first blood with a help of Meteos gank. Meteos now knows that Cody-san can be a player you can put resources into, and it can obviously work out. Now moving forward, FlyQuest do get a trade kill back later on Santorin, but FlyQuest have not been looking that good whenever they have actually gotten a solo. I truly think that they can be a lot better from what they've showed early on, but it really just has not made a dent in anything so far. And then later on, 100 Thieves get a dragon at about around 12 minutes and 36 seconds in. Later on, they get 2 more kills. And obviously, investing into, Someday is obviously really good. Power of Evil, around 15 minutes in, burns the cleanse toward a Sejuani attempted gank. And then after that, they get Rift Herald at around 15 minutes in. This game was all 100 Thieves. And then now you're really looking at this as a pretty decent team that should not be taken lightly. Though I do still think they have a lot of issues in terms of what they've been doing. And then closer to around 22 minutes in, obviously they have a team fight where basically just all 100 Thieves at that point. And then later on, they have another team fight around 24 minutes in. It's 7-2. It's a pretty much almost 8,000 gold lead for 100 Thieves. And then right here you have Someday obviously doing the like a showstopper on the team. And then Ryoma gets 3 kills. He's now 237 CS. Luden's Echo buffed up Syndra. It's all 100 Thieves. Right now, they get a Baron, and later on, this game is all she wrote. It's all 100 W's in this game. FlyQuest tried to get some return kills back. It looks like they were going to turn it around for a second there, but nope. It's just that part of the game where you're telling your team, yeah, we can do this, and then they basically just lose again. And if Meteos gets 2 kills on a Sejuani and a Sejuani's ahead, well, you know, this game's over. And FlyQuest now locked into 4th place, and 100 Thieves fighting for a 2nd place spot. You never would have said that going into literally about 4 weeks ago. Now Golden Guardians versus Dignitas, and this is the final spot for playoffs right here. Whoever wins this match is guaranteed into playoffs. Is it going to be the team that had Keith McBrief Omega Lol Jew, or is it going to be the team with paying their top laner $2.5 million? Golden Guardians draft Set, Jarvan, Zoe, Varus, and Braum. Dignitas draft Renekton, Pantheon, Victor, Ashe, and Tom Kench. I really don't understand a lot of these picks from Dignitas, only to the point where, like, a lot of these things are still kind of comfort for them, but in this game, Dignitas were decently ahead for a bit there. There was a good shot of them actually winning. There wasn't really much action going on, because obviously this is the last spot in playoffs, so you know they were trying to play a little bit more controlled and calm, because you don't want to make any mistakes. They did get a kill very early on. It went on to Froggen, because we know Froggen can carry from a position where he's obviously comfortable on if he feels like he's ahead. An attempted gank was tried at 11:24, but it really wasn't that. Dignitas 3-0. 3-0 on the scoreboard, but the gold is still dead evens for the Golden Guardians. And then later on, Dignitas and Golden Guardians are about to have a little decent skirmish. Golden Guardians finally get a kill on FBI. He's on the safe Varus pick. Dignitas extends 4-1, but it's still, the goal lead is still dead even based on how Golden Guardians are playing the map and playing the objective game. If Dig was playing for kills, then Golden Guardians are playing for turrets. And then you also have to look at Golden Guardians finally win a team fight. They finally win a team fight, and they finally actually get to a point where they're starting to actually scale up now. And then once they start to scale up, FBI gets 2 kills on the Varus, and Haunter is now finally on with the set. Later on, it's another trade kill back for Dignitas as they kill Haunter and Closer. It was a close game, all things considered, up to the point where I was thinking, man, Dignitas is really starting to come back. They're really fighting back. They're really, really trying. And then what do you know right here? At a certain moment in the game, you have a point where it's Baron almost for one of them. They're just checking the vision. Dignitas had a serious shot at making playoffs. It's now 40 minutes in. It's 13-8. You have a 2,000 gold lead. You're thinking to yourself, okay, there's no way they can lose with this late game composition at 40 minutes in. And then later on, Golden Guardians get a dragon. Calm, cool, collected. Golden Guardians start to do Baron. They kill off the bot lane. They blow them up. They kill Johnson and Afromu. And then after this point right here, since Golden Guardians know how to take Baron, Acadian can't steal in. And then they kill Huni right here. They get him in the Cataclysm. Looks pretty close from a moment there from Dignitas, but you can't really win without a bot lane against a Set, a Zoe, and a Jarvan, blocking all the damage for your bot lane to do just a bunch of damage over to the team. Golden Guardians get the Baron, and then it's basically all she wrote. Golden Guardians, the team that was placed at 10th place, making playoffs, and the fact that a team like Golden Guardians even gets to be in playoffs is super sad. But hey, I mean, at the end of the day, they did improve, and they did play like a 10th place team for a bit there. So, I mean, most predictions were correct to a certain point. But later on, FBI gets a triple kill, and I think Huhi has been a decently huge upgrade from Keith. And yep, Golden Guardians, the last team in the playoffs. Obviously, Dig tried, and they also needed to win one more game in order to actually advance to playoffs. But now you had Golden Guardians making playoffs. And the last game of the day is Evil Geniuses versus 100 Thieves. This is a game that puts this winner in second. So they get a selection of who they want to play, of whoever Cloud9 wants to play. And then now, you obviously have this game starting out. Someday was literally outplaying 1v2 ganks. Someday. Vintage Someday, as we all know and love. Outplaying 1v2 ganks. There was a bit of action in the bot lane. A lot of trade back and forth. It was all banging Zazel right there for a little bit. But Cody Sun and Stun are pretty much banging Zazel just in a different way. I think that when you're looking at this, Someday was getting the kills. You had Ryoma on a kill. He was getting ahead, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, maybe 100 Thieves can actually get second place, and that's crazy. That actually is believable, because these teams at one point were pretty bad. Now, Jizuke is now showing that he's super flexible on different picks like Malzahar. Since Garen was on Lee Sin, and I even said if you're giving EG comfort, it's really not going to be the best thing you obviously can do, because you have to see what else is really going to happen for the rest of your team. Now, looking at the rest of what this game actually showed me, it showed me that 100 Thieves and EG are pretty much evenly matched, as I can really see from this. There was just a lot of turret play taking. There was a lot of skirmishes. Malzahar is really good into skirmishes because of his ult and being able to completely lock down a certain enemy champion to burst that champion right when you need it. There's a team fight breaking out at 18 minutes in, where Someday pulls Chu back, gets a flip back on the Braum, and then they obviously whip the Sejuani ult, and then after that, basically, they kill Zeyzal, and then Kumo tries to get a trade kill back, but then he is later stopped up. 100 Thieves get another kill back, and it's pretty much their game to lose at this point. But then later on, EG start getting picks. They kill off Cody's son. Then they get Ryoma. After that, almost Ryamo's running away. He's pretty much going into Nowhere's Land. And then literally he tries flashing away. Oh, good old Zoe running away. Malzahar hits the ult, he cleanses, and then it's pretty much a kill back for Jizuke. Now EG are ahead. They pick off Ryoma and pick off Stunt, and quickly, decisively, 25 minutes in, they get the Baron, and now they're ahead actually. Really close game. Evil Geniuses, second place on the split. Crazy. And LCS, man, we suck if this team is second place. That is holy moly. Holy freaking moly. So the teams that have not made playoffs in Summer Split 2020 is Dig, Immortals, TL, and CLG. Your playoff teams are Cloud9 first place, 17-1. Evil Geniuses at 11-8, 100 Thieves at 11-9, FlyQuest at 10-9, TSM at 9-9, and Golden Guardians at 9-10. And then after that, we can see where the playoffs start. The playoffs start on this week, if I'm not too mistaken. Yes, playoffs start, April 5th. So if I look at my calendar right now, we have April 5th, which is Cloud9 play on Sunday. Evil Geniuses versus FlyQuest on, Saturday. So Cloud9 and 100 Thieves, it's going to be really fun prepping up for these games moving forward. And I think that we have to look at these games in a vacuum and go, okay, these are going to be strong teams in general. So I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and I'll be coming at you guys with predictions, and I got to finish up the LEC. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got predictions coming up, and I am ready, super ready for playoffs to start, and I can't wait for Cloud9 to reclaim their throne. I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out.
Hi there, guys! Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.